everyone! Today I'm going to talk about my media clip project and just kind of everything I went over in my project. So let's get started. The different type of exceptionalities are behavior, autism, deaf or hard to hearing, language impairment, learning disability, and blind or low vision. The universal design for learning is a way of thinking and teaching that learning that gives all students an equal opportunity to succeed. So this is just the basic gist of it, and what they really focus on is they want every student to succeed. No matter if you have a disability or you struggle with something, they want you to succeed. And this is teachers, parents, school staff, board members, everyone wants the students to succeed. So this actually incorporates teachers making changes to help the students with disabilities or that are struggling in their classroom. And so this is changes with their lessons, the setup of the classroom, just a little bit of everything. So with behavior, there's many different ways that teachers can deal with the students that have behavior issues or that struggle with some type of behavior. The main thing is praising good behavior. Even if it's something that they're not expected to do, praise good behavior. That is very, very important. And make tasks manageable for students. Make them where they do succeed and they do well with these tasks. And then give students choices when it's possible. Make them feel like they are in control and they have a choice in what they do. Once they get to pick, they have a tendency to lean more towards wanting to do the task instead of, being defiant and not wanting to do it. And then make sure your students don't need any help. Make sure you're constantly checking up on them and just making sure that they are not struggling in any way. Autism is defined as a developmental disorder that is characterized by a difficulty in social interaction and communication, and then it's restricted by repetitive patterns or behaviors. There's many different teaching ways that benefit students with autism. I know from personal experience with a child I work with, visuals is very, very, very important. Visual schedules, calendars, drawings, anything that the student can visualize is very important. Also, be direct with the student. Tell them exactly what you want, how you want it done. Being direct, that's how they need it done. Avoid sensory overload. Make sure there's not a lot of background noise. I know some kids with autism, they need light covers in the classroom. Make sure that if that is the case, that you talk to your school about that and you can have the needs or have what the student needs in the classroom. And work on their social skills. Make sure they are communicating and working with other students in the classroom. That tends to be something that is encouraging for students with autism. They like other students. They want to feel like they are just like everybody else in the classroom. And yeah, treat your students the same as you treat the other students. Don't treat them any differently. If they need help with certain tasks, make it where they can succeed in that. If not, give them the same task as everyone else. Deaf or hard to hearing, there's many ways teachers can help students that are deaf or hard to hearing. The first and major thing is seat the student in the front of the classroom that's close to the board so that they are close to you. They can hear you. They can also see what you're saying in case, they can read your lips, things like that. Also use listening devices. Make sure there's little to no background noise. That's very important because people that are deaf or hard to hearing, background noises tend to make it even harder for them. And encourage writing and encourage them to write if they can't say it or they don't understand, encourage them to write it, and you can help them in that way. You can write back to them, whether that being on the board, a sheet of paper, whether they have their own whiteboard, anything like that. Language impairment is a disorder in one or more of the basic learning processes in understanding spoken or written language. So, when teaching a student with language impairment, you need to reduce the unneeded noise in the classroom. Make sure there's no, extra background noise. Make sure that the classroom is quiet as can be, when expected. Be near to the student when you give instructions or when you're speaking. So make sure they're not sitting in the back of the classroom and you're in the front of the classroom. It's also important that you seat these students in the front of the classroom. Provide verbal clues. Have a quiet spot for the student to work. Maybe like off in the front of the classroom, but kind of towards maybe like a corner where they have their own little area to work. And then make sure you're speaking clearly. Make sure you're not talking too fast or anything like that. Learning disabilities normally occur in very young children. Even though they occur in young children, normally it's not recognized until they are of school age or in school. You can help these students with learning disabilities by giving direct instructions. So you want to make sure that you tell them exactly what you want, how you want it done, give them direct instructions. Also, keeping the classroom and assignments structured. Structure is very important for all students, but especially students with learning disabilities. Structure, structure, structure. And then also praise the student. Tell them when they've done a good job. And just make sure that they understand that, you're in their corner and you want them to succeed. And then also break down learning into small steps. For students that are blind or low vision, these are students that are unable to see most of the time, if not at all the time. So when teaching students that are blind or low vision, you'll need to make sure you enlarge the print on the documents you give them or documents you put on the board. Use video magnification when you are giving a video out. Provide handheld magnification for them to use on their paper. Braille and then readers and auditory books are also very important. And these are my resources. Thank you.